beautiful beaders, it's Gina from Orchid and Opal.com, and I'm so excited that our April 2020 bargain bead box has finally arrived so I can share it with you guys. I don't know what the theme is. I don't know anything about what's inside this month, but this is a $17.95 subscription. It's an awesome deal. Lots of you guys love it. And I do have a $2 off coupon code you can use if you'd like to. That code is Opal2, and that will save you $2 off your first month of your subscription. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so my beads are going to be in this bundle right here. We have our note with our theme, and it looks like our theme this month is called Earth. There's going to be some natural Jasper stone with deep reddish brown, Brecciated Jasper to picture Jasper's warm tan hues. So lots of earthy tones this month. There's going to be some handmade lampwork beads, as well as some blue, green, and silver accents to complete the look. Also, check this out. They are including a 35% off discount to their sister site, beadboxbargains.com. I just shared a video with a order that I had placed, all kinds of great stuff over there. By the way, you can use these coupon codes that come every month with the subscription more than once. All right, let's take a look at what's inside our tissue paper. This bag feels a little bit heavier than normal, and you can see there's all kinds of stuff included in here. So going back to our list, you can see that there are going to be a total of 17 different things. We're going to go through each of these one by one and take a close look. All right, so here is bag number one. It looks like we're gonna start right out of the gate with some picture Jasper. This is a 15-inch strand of 6mm round gemstone beads. Let's take these out of their bag. And as you can see, this is a nice long strand, all different colors, very earthy hues of camels and tans and browns, a little bit of gray and black. And we'll certainly go with a lot of different things, very neutral and very natural looking picture Jasper gemstones. Then we have bag number two. It says this contains 6 pieces of 11 by 9mm 4-loop chandelier components. Got some new labels on our bags too. These are very simple, easy to use. They have 4 loops on each of these components, all about the same size. The back is without the design, and then there is the front. I love a component like this. The simpler, the easier it is to use in all different sorts of projects, no matter what you're planning to make. And here is bag number 3, which contains 2 sets of toggle clasps, 20 by 31mm. These have a little bit of weight to them. They're on the larger side, especially with those bars, and it looks like they're the same on both sides. You can see with the bargain bead box, you also get findings, and they coordinate their findings. So it makes an especially great box if you don't have a big stash to pull from to put a whole bunch of things together. And here is bag number 4. It says this contains 12 pieces of 13 by 9mm textured floral drops. So lots of these little charms inside. There's a look at the back, and then of course here is the front with the design, kind of like a little sun with the rays coming out. And these have some depth to them. They're not extremely flat. These will be another fun component to work with to add some detail and dimension to our pieces. Now, getting back to some beads, we have bag number 5, and this contains a 15-inch strand of 8mm Brecciated Jasper round gemstone beads. Look at that deep reddish tone. Definitely some weight here from this strand of Jasper contributing to the weight of the package this month. Look at those swirls of that deep brick red and the very dark brown espresso, almost black background. Really cool, deep and moody color combination on the strand. These stones are polished up pretty nice. They feel smooth. And as you can see, some of them have a little bit more of the reddish tones coming through, and some of them just have more of that deep dark tone. And then here is bag number 6, containing a long 16-inch strand of 4 by 3mm crystal rondelle beads. The color is mint alabaster bronze. Really like these. They have the matte finish. I love that minty green, looks so fresh, and just the touches of bronze on parts of the beads. And actually from afar makes these look a little bit stone-like, which is a nice touch for a strand of the crystal rondelles like this. As you can see, we do have a lot to play with, and I like this light pop of green that we'll have to incorporate in some of our pieces this month. Moving on to bag number 7, this contains 30 pieces of 8mm scrolled bead caps. So again, we have these matching findings in our silver tone. We have the swirly design, as you can see on the top, and quite a good palmful, being 30 pieces. Always glad to add some more coordinating bead caps and things like this to the finds inside the subscriptions. And then here's bag number 8. These actually look at first glance like they have little water droplets sitting on them, which is cool. These are 5 pieces of 16 by 14mm handmade lampwork glass desert rain beads. I didn't even see the name before I said that. And I would not have guessed at first glance that these were lampwork beads. Pretty cool. They're different. They're not something I'd probably pick up on my own, just to be honest. But I really appreciate the artistry in these beads. They actually do look like little water droplets, and I think they'll be so interesting to work with. I love working with things that are different like that, unexpected. We have that neutral tan base, and then you can see some of this creamy caramel drizzle-like color going through some of the beads. And at some parts, they get a little bit lighter in tone. Pretty large holes on those, so you can almost put those on some chain or a slim cord, something like that. So keep that in mind. And really interesting addition to this theme, I have to say. And then getting back into some more of our findings, here's bag number 9 containing 100 pieces of 4mm steel spacer beads in the same coordinating silver tone. Of course, I won't take these out of the bag. We all know what these round silver spacer beads look like. They'll certainly come in handy, and again, nice that we get a whole bag of 100. Next up is bag 10. This contains 30 pieces of 7 by 3mm fancy saucer spacer beads. So some more spacers here. These have a lot more detail to them than our basic silver rounds that we just saw, but certainly something that will be nice to use in combination, especially with some of our Jasper and other beads we have in the collection. And they offer another size and shape. You can see up close, they also have that swirly design that really matched our bead caps that we saw, and even those 4-loop components that we checked out earlier. And now we're already on bag number 11, which contains 2 pieces of 32mm fancy cutout round focals. Check these out. So we got 2 of these. There's a front and back view, or vice versa. Gotta love these components with so many different places you can bead around, wire wrap around, use these in resin, use them with polymer clay, use them with cord, you name it. There's so many things you can do with components like this. They are pretty thin, but not too thin. You certainly can't bend them. And really the sky's the limit on the type of design or what you can do with a metal component like this. Even has some spaces in here that are kind of indented in the metal where you could maybe do a little resin or rhinestone type of design. I'm actually thinking of experimenting with some UV setting nail polish. That's what I usually use on my nails anyway. Some of that gel UV nail polish. So I'm gonna check that out because I believe that's been suggested before by some of you guys in the comments in the past as another idea, and that's kind of stuck with me. So stick around with me when I come back to share some finished pieces and we'll see what I've done with them. All right, here is number 12, and then here comes some more of the weight that we had in the package. This is a 42 by 33mm Brecciated Jasper and silver tone brass oval focal. Let's flip this guy over. Wow, that is really nice. Let's take this out of the package and get a better look. This is a substantial piece, guys. There is a look at the back. It definitely feels like it's in there really good. It doesn't feel loose or wobbly. You could definitely use this just as it is, which is kind of nice. You don't have to do anything additional. It's already embellished with the metal work around here, kind of like it's already wire wrapped. in its own way. It already comes with a little bail, so it's kind of like ready to go if you wanted to use it just as it is. And because it's stone, I'm sure all of these are going to be a little bit different. You can see mine's got a lot of that reddish brown, just some hints of the black coming through, and some lighter streaks running through the stone. Very smooth also. And then next up is bag 13, containing 24 pieces of 8mm Sesame Jasper faceted round beads. It says they're dyed. So let's take a closer look at these guys out of the bag. Those are really pretty. Kind of a berry or pomegranate red color with some spots of red. You can see the interesting way that these are cut. A little bit rougher, not super polished. You can see that they've been left a little bit more natural. And with the color, that reddish tone has been amplified a little bit through that dyeing process. Then we get to bag number 14. This contains 2 pieces of brass embellished glue-on bails. Very cool. These are gorgeous. Check those out. They go with the silver tone findings that we've received and that kind of a sun ray look, that beautiful turquoise color in there. And it looks like they're the same on both sides. And looking at my paperwork here, it says, tip, these bails give your number 11 focals a different look. Also great with any flat stone. So our number 11 focals were these pieces right here. So it's saying you could use these 2 bails in conjunction with the focal. So keep that in mind when you're designing and creating. And then we get to bag number 15, containing 30 pieces of 6mm red Jasper matte round beads. Another very earthy looking bead here. And here's a close-up look. These really remind me of terracotta or clay pots. Another nice addition to the earthy tones and the reddish browns that we have going on. Some of them are much more flat in terms of the color, and some of them have just a lot more going on. Really interesting beads and stones to look at. All right, now bag number 16, which contains a 15.5-inch strand of 4mm synthetic turquoise round spacer beads. That's quite a long strand, you can see. And what a beautiful contrast of color to all these reddish browns and earthy tones. This kind of like the mint green in the rondelles we saw earlier just adds a touch of freshness or brightness to those earthy tones. And as it said, this is synthetic turquoise, but you can see the little bit of dark veining going through these round beads, making it look kind of like turquoise. And these could also kind of coordinate with the bails that we saw earlier. I also like how much we get on the strand. It's really a lot that we can work with. And that brings us to our final bag, number 17, which contains 1 meter of 3.4 by 2.8mm steel jewelry chain. Love getting chain in these subscriptions. Always a welcome addition to my packages because I do tend to use a lot of chain with the contents of these boxes. So here is a look at that chain up close. It's a very versatile shape and size with nice large enough openings so you could use this as pieces of extender too if you wanted to. You could use a lobster clasp with this and it would certainly be able to grab onto it. Nice and shiny and bright as you can see under the light, and I'm sure I will have no problem using that up. So that is everything for the April 2020 Bargain Bead Box, one of my favorite subscriptions to share with you guys each month, and I know it's one of your favorites too. A lot of us have been eagerly awaiting its arrival. Understandably, lots and lots of companies are dealing with challenges shipping-wise. Certainly a hurdle for small businesses right now, but glad we were able to get these packages on the way before the end of the month, and I know they were working as hard as they could to get these out to us. I think it was worth the wait. I love the diversity in the different things that we have received, from the gorgeous strands and components of earthy jasper, as well as some of these brighter glass or man-made beads. Really interesting lampwork bead components, as well as all of the coordinating findings that you get that you can use in conjunction with all these beads. Such a bargain at $17.95 shipped to your door if you're in the US. Again, I will will leave a link to the subscription right below the video, as well as the $2 off coupon code I have for you, which is Opal2, OPAL2. And if you'd like to check out more of these subscription unboxings, I do have a playlist with over 2 years worth. So you're sure to see through those videos and get a feel for this subscription to see if it is right for you. That's why I love being able to come back and share these and give you a close-up look at what's inside so you can decide that for yourself. I look forward to playing with all these beads and components, and I do plan to come back and share some finished pieces that I've made from the contents of the subscription like I usually do each and every month. So stay tuned for that. I have lots more to come, so I hope you'll stick around with me. I hope you're staying healthy, well, and creative. And as always, happy beading. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. For more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of my latest videos. You can check out the information section below this video for links to all my social media handles, recommended products, and my shop and blog at orchidandopal.com. Thanks for watching.